Welcome to another thrilling episode in the world of superheroes. Some call them ripoffs and some call them homages, but in the ever-evolving universe of comic books, there's always a fascinating debate about who influenced whom. From the Man of Steel inspiring Captain Marvel to the X-Men's mysterious resemblance to the Doom Patrol, the comic book world is all about creativity and innovation. But today, our spotlight falls on a character who wears the shadows-like armor and fights crime in the city's darkest corners. The Darkwing from the Invincible series. If you're a fan of The Dark Knight, you might find some striking similarities, and yet there are intriguing differences that set him apart. In this episode, we're diving into everything there is to know about Darkwing and how he treads the fine line between paying homage to the Dark Knight and carving out his unique identity in the comic book storyline. Let's explore the shadows and uncover the mysteries of this character. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means a lot. Thank you, and let's begin. What do we know about Darkwing? In the grand house of the Image Comics universe, we find ourselves in the company of the Guardians of the Globe, the world's mightiest superhero squad. They've got a flavor similar to DC Comics' Justice League of America, and the parallels are uncanny. The original lineup of this heroic ensemble was like a hall of fame for comic book classics. We had Darkwing, the brooding figure inspired by Batman. Then there was War Woman, clearly channeling the spirit of Wonder Woman. Red Rush, the speedster, was a wink to the Flash. Aquarius, with his aquatic powers, strongly resembles Aquaman. Martian Man stepped in with his telepathic skills, mirroring the Martian Manhunter. And last but not least, the Green Ghost, a ring-wielding wonder pretty similar to the Green Lantern. The Guardians of the Globe, a privately funded operation led by the rich War Woman and Darkwing, took it upon themselves to protect the precious Earth. Darkwing, a hero in his own right, donned the cape and mask, fighting the good fight, until fate took a turn at the hands of Nolan Grayson, the notorious Omni-Man. Did you know that in the pages of Invincible, we discovered a twist in the Darkwing legacy? Two heroes took up the mantle, and each brought their own unique flavor to the role. The first, a wealthy Caucasian gent, met a grim fate alongside the original Guardians. The second, Darkwing, a young African-American hero, had once been the first Darkwing's trusty assistant, going by the name Nightboy. It's like the passing of the torch. The White House battle. When the Mauler twins decided to crash at the White House, the world's finest, including our very own Darkwing and the Guardians of the Globe, swoop in for the showdown. Amid the chaos, our heroes act swiftly, bravely helping scared civilians find safety. The Mauler twins are breaking through walls as if they're hunting for hidden gold. It's an all-out invasion, and our heroes are committed to preventing the White House from becoming dust. One of the Mauler twins decides it's a great time to play catch with a poor civilian. Just then, Darkwing, our brooding hero, swoops in to rescue the lady. He catches the woman, and for a moment, it's all heart-pounding heroics. But as luck would have it, the twin throws a tank, and Darkwing has to dig deep, flex those superhero muscles, and hold back the tank from turning the innocent people into instant pancakes. The stakes are high, and he has to make a split decision. He manages to whisk the woman to safety using a grappling hook, showing that even in the face of adversity, Darkwing always finds a way. And just when it seemed like our Cape Crusader might be squished like a bug, Omni-Man lifted that tank like a feather. It is rightly said that teamwork makes the dream work. The Mauler twins might be tough cookies, but when Darkwing and the heroes focus their might, these invaders quickly learn that White House crashes aren't an easy task. Now that the civilians are safe, the heroes go all out against the twins, who, spoiler alert, are no match without their diversion. A battle for life. As two not-so-savvy men attempted a not-so-smooth break-in at a building, little did they know that they were about to cross paths with the Darkwing. This caped guardian of justice had an eagle eye for trouble. Darkwing pounced into action, shadowy silhouette against the inky darkness. He took down the would-be intruders with the grace of a ninja, slapping on handcuffs like a magician. With a glint in his eye, he turned to the two bumbling crooks and demanded to know who was pulling their strings. But just when we thought our hero's night was over, he received a call from HQ. His jet was ready, and it was time for Darkwing to head out. He promised the criminals he'd have a little chat with them the next day, and with that, he was off in his sleek jet, leaving the city lights behind. Later, our favorite heroes, the Guardians of the Globe, had a date, but who sent the invite? No one knows. Just when they were scratching their heads in confusion, the skies lit up with a menacing figure, Omni-Man. A battle royale began, and boy, it was a bloody spectacle. The Guardians of the Globe traded blows with Omni-Man, landing some solid hits that made the big guy stagger. But alas, the tide turned. and it turned deadly. Omni-Man slammed Darkwing to the ground with a force that could bring blood to your eyes. The Green Ghost, valiantly trying to catch his fallen comrade, had to bear the brunt as well. As the dust settled, our heroes lay defeated, a stark reminder that even the mightiest can fall. The GDA, that's the Global Defense Agency, arrived a little too late, and their attempts at resurrecting our fallen champions were in vain. A solemn funeral was the next order of business as our fallen heroes were laid to rest. In a poignant flashback, we catch a glimpse of Darkwing, Aquarius, Green Ghost, and Red Rush as they joined forces with the Immortal during their past adventures. Darkwing 2, donning the Dark Legacy. It all began with a young hero known as Darkwing 2 who had some pretty big shoes to fill. Before he became Darkwing 2, he was the Night Boy, the faithful sidekick to the original Darkwing. The Guardians of the Globe saw potential in this kid and believed he could soar to greatness. So, Night Boy felt a burning desire to prove himself and make his mentors proud. When his mentor met his untimely end, in the blink of an eye, Night Boy found himself inheriting the legacy of the original Darkwing. Now, he had to carry the weight of a crime-ridden city, Midnight City, on his shoulders. Darkwing 2, as he became known, found himself losing control in the chaos of the city's underworld. The pressure got to him, and he did the unthinkable. He started doling out punishment to anyone who dared to commit a crime. Mark stumbled upon this grim situation. He couldn't help but wonder what had pushed Darkwing 2 to the edge. So Mark asked the tough questions. Darkwing 2, however, didn't want to look out of control, and he attempted to lie. But you can't fool the Invincible. Darkwing's deceit didn't stand a chance, and it wasn't long before things got physical. A brief but intense battle started, with Darkwing 2 throwing everything he had at Mark. Unfortunately for the shadowy hero, Mark was made of sterner stuff. Darkwing 2's attacks couldn't even make a dent. In a last-ditch effort to escape, Darkwing 2 tried to pull Mark into the mysterious Shadowverse, a realm from which there was no escape without Darkwing 2's will. But stubborn as ever, Mark refused to back down. He wasn't about to let Darkwing 2 slip through the cracks. In the end, faced with the truth, Darkwing 2 surrendered. Darkwing 2 Dark Cloud with a silver lining. Black Samson, the man himself, stumbles upon Darkwing 2. He notices that Darkwing 2 isn't his usual chipper self. It looks like he's got the weight of the world on his shoulders, and it's showing. Black Samson, the concerned comrade, decides to dive right in and ask, "Is everything okay?" Darkwing 2 opens up and reveals how all that taking lives has changed him, and there's no going back to the way things used to be. Black Samson, no stranger to his fair share of heroics and drama, takes a moment to reflect. He knows what it's like to fall out with the original Guardians, but he also knows that Darkwing 2, who used to be the Night Boy, has always looked up to those legends. Darkwing 2 believed that the actions he took after the passing of the original Darkwing were right and necessary to keep Midnight City in check. He's caught between trying to prove himself and fighting an internal battle about what's right and what's necessary. It dawns on Darkwing 2 that the Immortal and Black Samson can see he's not the same kid that used to run around as Night Boy. They can see the change in him, and it's got him questioning everything. But then Black Samson steps in, a real hero in every sense. He's got some words of wisdom, and he serves them with a sight of encouragement. He tells Darkwing 2 that anyone would crack under the pressure of Midnight City, and if they spent too much time there. He reminds him that he's a man now, a hero to be proud of, and that he's earned the name Darkwing. Speechless, Darkwing 2 can only muster a heartfelt thank you. It's a powerful moment of comradeship, reminding us all that even heroes need a pep talk now and then. What are his powers? Darkwing is the master of all things awesome. This guy doesn't need superpowers to steal the spotlight. His bag of tricks is packed to the brim. Darkwing's got some serious kung fu mojo going on. Thanks to his martial arts training, he's basically a walking encyclopedia of weaponry. You name it, he can wield it like a pro. Missed shots? Forget about it. 9 times out of 10, he's right on target. Bullseye. Darkwing's not your average Joe when it comes to hitting a moving target. Whether it's flinging projectiles, mastering archery, or showing off his firearm finesse, he's your go-to guy for taking down small, distant, or even invisible targets. If you blink, you might just miss his moves. Darkwing is a bona fide gymnastics and acrobatic genius. He's taken those skills to the peak of human possibility. He's the ninja of parkour and free running, leaping and bounding his way through danger like a boss. Whether it's a high-stakes combat situation or a citywide catastrophe, this guy's got the moves. What about stealth? With his extensive training in law enforcement and physical skills, Darkwing could infiltrate a fortress guarded by laser-shooting dragons without breaking a sweat. He's the king of espionage, the sultan of sabotage, and the pro of sneaking. Darkwing has the power to make you shiver with fear, even even if you've known him your whole life. He's got an aura that could send common criminals fleeing in terror, and there's no evidence he'd actually killed anyone. He's a cunning strategist, a master planner who will outwit his foes rather than resort to a slugfest. With mental training that could rival Sherlock Holmes and a knack for learning in the blink of an eye, Darkwing's got an IQ higher than a skyscraper. He can juggle a dozen tasks at once, remember every detail like a camera, speed read through books faster than anyone on America's Got Talent, and unleash a memory more powerful than you can imagine. He's the full package, and when it comes to a superhero dream team, you'd want him right at the top of the list. What's so special about his gadgets? Let's unravel the high-tech wonders of Darkwing's gear. This guy doesn't mess around when it comes to suiting up for action. Darkwing's costume is like a fortress on legs. It's crafted from a blend of Kevlar and a nifty lightweight metal. Bullets, explosions, trauma, falls, you name it. This getup can take a hit and keep on ticking. It's practically indestructible, and it's flame retardant and insulated, making Darkwing the coolest, literally, hero on the block. The gloves and boots are like two sets of built-in bodyguards. They can laugh in the face of punches and kicks, making them harmless. And the cape, it's not just a fashion statement. It can let him glide through the skies like a winged wonder. This baby is so light that Darkwing can soar through the air, covering long distances with all the agility of a bat. Darkwing's got some seriously handy gadgets. He's got a cord attached to a grappling hook, helping him climb the rooftops in no time. And then there are those hockey puck-sized discs that are basically explosives. Don't be fooled by their size, they pack a punch that could put a dent in a tank. And let's not forget the electromagnetic cuffs. These bad boys can hang an adult in midair for days. When Darkwing's on the move, he does it in style. He's got a hoverboard that zips him around short distances really fast. It's a futuristic skateboard for superheroes. And then there's the Wingjet. He can summon it from anywhere, and it's so technologically advanced that even the military jets of the time are a no match. Marvelous verdict. In the world of superhero lore, Darkwing's life and abilities carve out a unique and inspiring story. He's not the product of superhero origin, but rather a reflection of human potential pushed to the extreme. Darkwing's story shows how relentless determination and dedication to justice can lead to remarkable achievements. His costume showcases the synthesis of human ingenuity and practicality, further reflecting the resilience of the human spirit. But it's not just his gear that defines him. Darkwing embodies the essence of a true hero, one who relies on intelligence, strategy, and sheer commitment to overcome enemies. His story is a celebration of the unbreakable human will and the unstoppable pursuit of justice. In the end, Darkwing serves as an example that within every ordinary person lies the potential for greatness. His life and abilities are a reminder that even without superhuman gifts, one can become a beacon of hope and inspiration in the world of superheroes. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks everyone.